Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All right. Today we are reading from um, Nectar of Instruction. Uh, Nectar of Instruction, verse 2. अत्यरः परास्त अत्यरः परास्तस्य प्रजल्प नियम अग्रः जनन संगलित्रं च शिव भक्ति विनाश्यति. One devotional one's devotional life service is spoiled when it becomes too much entangled in six activities: eating more than necessary or collecting more funds than required, two, over enduring for mandate things, mandate things that are difficult to obtain, difficult to obtain, um, that are that are difficult to uh, that are difficult to obtain. Three, talking unnecessarily about um, talking unnecessarily about mundane uh, subject matters. Subject matters. Okay. All right. Okay. Um, practicing the spiritual rules and regulation only for sake of the following them, or not for the sake of spiritual advancement, or rejecting the rules and regulations of the scriptures and working independently or whimsically. 5, associating with worldly minded persons who are not interested in Krishna consciousness. And 6, being greedy for mundane mundane attachments. I don't even know what is mundane means. I think I'm gonna search it up real quick. Mundane mean to lack of interest. Okay, lack of interest, dull. Okay, let's go ahead and greedy for. Okay, human life is uh, meant for plain living and high thinking. Since all considered living beings are under the control of Lord's thing, third energy, this material world is designed so that one that one is obtained to work. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has three primary energies, primary energies or potencies. The first is called an, an, antaranga Shakti, or internal potency. The second is the tat, tatasta Shakti, or the marginal potency. And the third is Vairanga Shakti, or the external potency. The living beings, the living entities constitute the marginal potency, uh, and they are situated between the internal and external potencies of being subordinate and as external servants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Jivatmas or the atomic living entities Jivatmas or just remain under the control of either the internal or external potency. When they are under the control of internal potency, they display their natural constitutional activity, namely engagement, the devotional service of the Lord. This is stated in Bhagavatam, a Bhagavad Gita, uh, chapter 9, sloka 13. Ma- Mahatam Mahatam Sama tu Mampartha Dibbim Prata Pratakirtim Arkhita Vijayante uh, Vijayante uh, what is that? What is that? I forgot. Wait. Vijayante. Okay, where is Vijayante Annasya Mansno Jannatva Bhutadim Avyayam. O son of Partha, those who are not deluded, the great souls are under the protection of the divine nature. And it's that they are fully engaged in the devotional service because they know me, the supreme personality of Godhead, original and in suitable. The word Mahatma refers to those who are broad broad-minded, not cripple minded. Cripple-minded person always engaged in satisfying their senses. Sometimes expand their activities in order to good for others through some ISM like nationalism, humanitarianism, or altruism. Altruism. They may reject personal sense gratification for the personal gratification for the sense gratification of others, like the members of the family, community, or society, either national or international. Actually, all is exceed sense gratifications from personal to communal, social. This may all be very good from material point of view, but such activities have no spiritual value. The basics of such activity is the sense gratification, either personal or extended. Only when a person gratifies the senses of the Supreme Lord can he be can he be Paramatma, or broad-minded person. In the above quoted verse from Bhagavad Gita, the words Divyam Prakasitam refer to the control of internal potency or pleasure potency, the supreme personality of the supreme personality of Godhead. The pleasure potency is manifest as Srimati Radharani or her expansion, Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune. When the individual jiva souls are under control of internal energy, their only engagement is the satisfaction of Krishna or Vishnu. This position of All right, where was I? The position of a Mahatma. If one is not a Mahatma, he is a Duratma, a cripple-minded person. Such mentally crippled Duratmas are put under the control of Lord's external potency, Mahamaya. Indeed, all living entities within this material world are under control of Mahamaya, whose business is to subject them to influence of threefold miseries. Adi Daivyaka klasa, sufferings caused by the demigods, such as such demigods such as d- droughts, earthquakes, and storms. Abhi Tika Kalesa, sufferings caused by other living entities like insects or enemies, and Adhyatmika Kalesa, sufferings caused by one's own body mind, such as mental and physical infirmities. Daiva uh, Bhutama De Detva, the the co- uh, the conditioned soul subject to these three miseries by the control of the external energy suffer various difficulties. The main problem comforting the conditioned soul is repetition of birth, old age, disease, and death. In the material world, one has to work for maintenance of the body and soul. But now we can perform such work in a way that is favorable for exclusion exclusion way favorable for exclusion Krishna consciousness. Everyone requires positions possessions such as food, grains, clothing, money, and other necessary for maintenance of the body. But one should not collect more than necessary for his actual basic needs. If this is natural principle, if this natural principle is followed, there will be no difficulty in maintaining this body. According to the arrange, nature's arrangement, living things lower on evolutionary scale do not eat more than necessary. Consequently, in animal kingdom there is generally no economic problem or scarcity of necessities. Of a bag of rice is placed in a public place, birds will come to eat few grains and go away. Living being, however, will take away a whole bag. Uh, he will eat it all, or eat it all his stomach can hold, and try to keep the rest in storage. According to the scripture, the collecting of more than necessary atyahara is prohibited. More now, the entire world is suffering because of it. Collecting, collecting and eating more than necessary causes prayasa, parayasa, the unnecessary endeavor. By God's arrangement, anyone in any part of the world can live very peacefully if he has some land, milk, and a milk cow. There is no need for the man to move from one place to another to earn a livelihood. One can produce food grains locally and get milk from the cows. That can solve all the economic problems. Fortunately, the man has been higher intelligence for the cultivation of Krishna consciousness or understanding of God. One's relationship with him, the ultimate goal of life, love of God. uh Unfortunately, so-called civilized man, not caring for God realization, utilizes intelligence to get more than necessary, simply eats to satisfy his tongue. By God's arrangement, there is no sufficient scope for the production of milk, grains, and human beings all over the world. But but yeah, but instead of using their higher intelligence to cultivate cultivate God consciousness, so-called intelligent men misuse their intelligence to produce many unnecessary and unwanted things. Thus, factory slaughterhouses, broth brothels, and liquor shops are opened if people are not advised to collect uh, too many goods, eat too much, or work unnecessarily to possess artificial amenities. They think they are being advised to return to a primitive way of life. Generally, people do not like to accept pain, living high and thinking uh, their unfortunate position. Human life is meant for God realization, and the human being is given higher intelligence for the purpose. Those who believe that this higher intelligence is meant to attain a higher state should follow the instructions of Vedic literatures. By taking such instruction from a higher authorities, one can actually be situated in a perfect knowledge and give real meaning of life. In Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.9, chapter Canto 1, chapter 2, Sloka 9, Sri Sutta Goswami describes the proper human dharma in this way. Dharmasya hya apiravargyasya nirto rahatyopalapate nirasya dharmaikantasya kamo labasya hi samritah. All occupation engagements are certainly meant for ultimate liberation. They should never be performed for material gain. Furthermore, one who is engaged in ultimate occupation, service, dharma, should never use the material gain to cultivate other sense gratification. The first step of human civilization consists of occupational engagements performed according to the spiritual injunctions. The higher intelligence of the human being should be trained to understand basic dharma. In human society, there are various religions, conceptions characterized as Hindu, Christian, Hindu, Mohammedan, Buddhist, as so on. Without religion, a human society is no better than animal society. Okay. Human society without religion, human society is no better than animal society. As stated above, dharmasya heya api varsya nahato rahayopal kahate. Reason is meant for attaining emancipation, not getting bread. Sometimes human being manufactured the system so-called realism aimed at material advancement, but that is far from the purpose of true dharma. The religion entails understanding the laws of the God because because the proper execution of these laws ultimately leads out one of material entanglement entanglement. Just a minute. Okay, all right, let's go ahead. Where were we? um all right, we were all right. Let's start from aimed at material advancement, but that is far from the purpose of true dharma. Religion entails understanding the laws of God because in proper ex execution I'm sorry, ultimately leads one out of material entanglement. That is true with the purpose of religion. Unfortunately, people accept religion for their material prosperity because of un, uh, atyahara, or an excessive desire of search prosperity. True religion, however, instructs instru, instructs instructs people people to satisfy with the bare necessities of life with cultivating Krishna consciousness. Even though, uh, sorry, even though we require economic development, religion true religion allows it only for supplying the bare necessities of material existence. Jivasya tattva jina um, ji jinanasna. The real purpose of life is to inquire about absolute truth. If if endeavor is not Parayasa is not require about absolute truth. We will simply increase our endeavor to satisfy our artificial needs. A spiritual and parent should avoid mundane endeavor. Another uh, impediment is prajalpa, unnecessary talking. When we mix with friends, we immediately begin unnecessarily talking, sounding like a croaking toads. If we must talk, we should talk about Krishna consciousness movement. Those outside Krishna consciousness movement are interested reading heaps of newspapers, magazines, and novels, solving crosswords puzzles, and doing other nonsensical things. In this fashion, people simply waste their valuable time and energy. In the Western countries, old men retire from active life, play cards, fish, watch televisions, and debate about unless useless as political schemes. All these other fa- um, fabulu- fabulous activities frivolous activities are included in Prajalpa category. Intelligent person interested in Krishna consciousness should never take part in such activities. Janasanga Janga refers to associating with people not interested in Krishna consciousness. One should strictly avoid such association. Srila Narottama Das Thakur has therefore advised us to live only in the association of Krishna consciousness devotee Bhakta Sane Vasa. One should always engage in the service of the Lord in association of the Lord's devotees. Association with those engaged in similar line of business is very conductive and advancement that that business. Consequently, the materialistic persons from various associations and clubs to enhance their endeavors. For examples, in business world, we can find such institutions as stock exchange and chamber of commerce. We have established International Society for Krishna Consciousness to give people an opportunity to associate with those who have not forgotten Krishna. The spiritual association offered by ISKCON movement is increasing day by day. Many people from different parts of the world are joining this society to awaken their demorant, dormant Krishna consciousness. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes in Anuvarti commentary that too much endeavor to requiring knowledge on the part of mental speculations or dry philosophers within the category of atyahara, collecting more than need. Atyahara. According to Srimad Bhagavatam, the endeavor of philosophical is pluck, is pluck, uh, is pluckers to write volumes of books on dry philosophy devoid of Krishna consciousness entirely uh, uh, where was it? Where was it? Krishna consciousness entirely fertile in the work of the karmis who write volumes of books on economic development also falls in within the category of Atyahara. Similarly, those who have no desire for Krishna consciousness and who are simply interested in processing more and more material things, either in the shape of scientific knowledge or monetary gain, are all included under the control of Atyahara. Karmis labor to accumulate more and more money for the future generation only because they do not know more, mo their future position interested only in getting more and more money for their sons and grandsons. So a foolish person do not even know what position is going to be in the next life. There are many indentents to illustrate this point. Once a great karmi accumulated a vast fortune for his sons, grandsons, but later, according to this karma, he took his birth in a cobbler's house located near the building which is his previous life. He had constructed his life, constructed for his children. So it so happened what when a cobbler became to his former house, his former sons, grandsons beat him with shoes. Unless the karmis and jananis become interested in Krishna consciousness, they will simply continue to waste their life in fruitless activities. Accepting, accepting one of the spiritual rules and regulations of for the inter, immediate benefit as utilizes advocate is called nityama agraha, and neglecting the rules and regulations of shastra meant meant for spiritual development is called niyama agraha. The word agraha means eagerness to accept, and agraha means to future failure to accept. By the addiction of either of these two words towards to the uh, to, towards to the word niyama, rules and regulations, the word niya niyama graha is formed. Thus niyama graha has twofold meaning, is understood according to the particular combinations of words. Those interested in Krishna consciousness should not be eager to accept rules and regulations for the economic advancement, yet they should be they should they should faithfully, I'm sorry, it is faithfully accept spiritual um, rules and regulations for advancement of Krishna consciousness. They should strictly follow the regulative principles by avoiding illicit sex, meat eating, gambling, and intoxication. One should avoid association with Mayavadis, one who who uh, bash fame Vaishnavas, devotees, bhukti karmis who are interested in material happiness, mukti karmis who desire who desire liberation by merging in existence of formless ex, uh, absolute Brahman, and Siddhi karmis who desire the perfection of majestic yoga practice and are classified as atyaharis. To associate with such devotees is not all desirable. Desire desires to expand the mind by perfecting uh, perfecting yoga to merge into a existence of Brahman to or to attain whimsical material prosperity, all included within the category of greed, uh, low lowlya, all exempts to require such a material uh, wait, such a material benefits or spiritual advancement are impediments on the path of Krishna consciousness. Impediments, yep. uh, modern welfare engaged in in between capitalist and communists due to avoiding the advice of Sri Rupa Goswami regarding atyahara. Modern modern capitalists accumulate more wealth than necessary. The uh, the communists ambitious of their prosperity want. ओहो, भला टाइम पाउनुभयो माताजी? गजब छ ल ठिकै छ. Wealth of and its distribution. Consequently, मैले भनेको त्यो 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 डिपली नलिनु होला. मैले यसो हुन्छ नि मजाकमा कहिलेकाहीँ भनिदिन्छु. Unfortunately, the communists do not know how to solve the problem of wealth and its distribution. Consequently, when when the wealth of the capitalists fall into the hands of the communists, no solution, uh, re, uh, no solution results. Opposed to these two philos, philosoph, philosophies of Krishna consciousness ideology states that all the Vedi wealth belongs to Krishna. Thus, unless all the wealth comes under the administration of Krishna, there can be no solution to economic problem of mankind. Nothing can be solved by placing wealth in the hands of communists and capitalists.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी
Hare Krishna.
पोइन्ट आउट गरिदिनु त कहाँ थिम पुग्यो
Oh, yeah. Yeah. कहाँ पुगे तेरी capitalist if यहाँ पुग्यो ठ्याक्क. If a $100 बिलमा पुग्यो. त्यहाँ if a $100 bill is lying on the street, someone can pick it up and put it on put it in his pocket. Such a man is not honest. Another man may see the money and decide and let it remain there, thinking that he should not touch others' property. Although the second man does not steal the money for his own purposes, he is unaware of his proper use. The third man who sees $100 bill may pick it up, find the man who lost it, and deliver it to him. The man who does not steal the money and spend for himself, nor he does, nor, nor he neglect it and let it stay in the street by taking it and delivering to the man who lost it. This man is both honest and wise. Okay. Simply transferring wealth from a capitalist to communist cannot solve the problem in modern politics. For for its for it has been demonstrated that when communist gets money, he uses it for his own sense of gratification. The wealth of world actually belongs to Krishna, and every living entity, man and animal, has birthright to use God's property. Uh, is a thief, and as such he is a liable to be punished by laws of nature. The health of the world should be used for welfare of all the living entities. For the plan of Mother Nature, everyone has the right to live by utilizing the wealth of Lord. When people learn the act of scientifically utilizing the Lord's property, they will no longer encroach upon others' rights. Then the ideal society can be formed. The basic principle for the spiritual society is stated in the mantra of Sri Isopanishad, Isa vasyam idam sarvam yat kinscha jagatam jagat tanetayakata viji vanjiyatha magriha kasya siddhanam. Everything is animate or inanimate that is within the universe is controlled and owned by the Lord. One therefore accept only those things necessary for himself, which are set aside as his quota, uh, and should not accept other things, knowing well whom they belong. Okay. Krishna conscious devotees know very well that this material world is designed by complete arrangement of the Lord to fulfill his necessities of life for all the living beings without their having to encroach upon the uh, life or rights of one another. The complete arrangements affords the proper quota of the wealth for everyone according to the real needs, and thus everyone may live peacefully according to the principle of pain, living, and high thinking. Unfortunately, material, materialists who have neither faith in the plan of God nor aspiration as aspiration of higher spiritual development misuse their God-given intelligence only to argument their material possessions. They devise many systems such as capitalism and materialistic communism to advance their material position. They are not interested in the laws of God. In higher goal, uh, uh, always anxious to fulfill their unlimited desire for the sense gratification. They are uh, conscious by their eligibility to expoliate their fellow living things. When human beings b- human society gives up the elementary faults enumerated by Srila Rupa Goswami, Atyahara, etc., all enmity will cease between man and animals, capitalist and communists, and fourth. In addition, uh, all the problems of economic or political mala, maladjustments and inta, instability will be solved. In pure consciousness is awakened by proper spiritual education and practice offered scientifically by Krishna consciousness movement. Krishna consciousness movement offer a spiritual community that bring peaceful condition in the world. Every intelligent man should purify his consciousness and rid of himself above mentioned in six heridances of devotional service by taking wholehearted shelter of Krishna consciousness movement. We're done with the sloka today, so I think we're done here. Um, let me, yeah, we have 2 minutes.